What's good? Football season preview is back in action. All right, week one. As you know, I'm a big Kentucky fan, so I got to keep it real. Most of my previews this year are going to be about Kentucky. And that's just because most of my followers are Kentucky fans anyway, so I owe it to them. But this is a Kentucky versus Toledo vlog. And I will do some other ones throughout the year if there's a huge game. But Kentucky versus Toledo. So I went back. I watched the film. It's going to be a 12 o'clock kickoff. So it's not really sold out yet, which is a little disappointing. But yeah, this is going to be good. Kentucky versus Toledo. This shall be fun. So what I saw in Toledo on some film is Toledo really enjoys running the RPOs, little run pass option. They have a good running back in Colback. If you don't know, he actually transferred from Kentucky to Toledo. So this is a big game for him. This is a real big statement game for him. I expect him to have a really big game. They also like running a little 4 vertical set. They'll set 2 receivers out, one in the slot on the left side, one in the slot on the right side, and then 2 is the vertical guys, and try to hit the deep ball if they can. So their real bread and butter though is they really want to give the ball to Colback. He's a big bruiser, powerful back. He's a good running back. He's good enough to play in the SEC. So I think he'll have a good game. But here's the thing with Toledo. They lost basically all their wide receivers, to say the least. They lost 3 offensive linemen. So that's going to be hurt them. They're really inexperienced up on the O-line now. But the good thing with them is they do have a good quarterback, Mitchell Gamadini. He averaged 60 yards per rush, I believe, which would have gone or 60 yards per game, which was 4th for quarterbacks, I believe, in all of football last year for quarterbacks. So he's a good runner. He's a scrambling type quarterback. He's really good. His passing game's okay, but, he's really more of a running type. Now, a big injury hurt Toledo. They lost their center, Bryce Harris. He was their center, their captain, their bread and butter. They sent him to their media day and everything. He just went down with, I believe, an ACL injury. So that's going to put him out for the season. It's going to be interesting to see how Toledo can respond to that, how their backups are going to play, because Bryce Harris was a big part of their offense, and unfortunately for him, he's out now. So, yeah. And then you're just looking at I think Kentucky's going to win the game here on an inexperienced offensive line versus an experienced defensive line. As you know, since they lost 3 starters, they're a little hurt there. Kentucky, they lost Josh Allen, but they have an unbelievable amount of depth at their defensive line. I think their defensive line is going to be just absolutely dominant. If you're looking at Kentucky, you could throw a lot of 3-4 packages on Toledo's inexperienced line, mix some things up, get your Sam linebacker, your Jack linebacker, one from the right, one from the left. Just run a bunch of different actions at Toledo. Send them through the A gaps, B gaps, have the offensive line have to communicate. Just mix them up a little bit, but just try to confuse them. And I think Kentucky's going to be perfectly fine there. So that's where I see Kentucky personally winning the game. But you're looking at Kentucky, I think they're going to score a lot of points against Toledo. Toledo's kind of reminds me of a Big 12 defense. They don't really play defense. You look last year or 2 years ago, Malik Rozier, Miami's quarterback, and he's not good. He put up a 50 burger on Toledo. So, it makes you wonder. Toledo, ever since their coach took over, they've always really struggled on the defensive side. But I just think Kentucky's going to score a lot of points. But Toledo, they do have a chance of the upset. Don't get me wrong. Toledo's still a good football team. They are projected to win the MAC conference. So they are pretty good. But we're looking at just a good Kentucky football team against Toledo. So Kentucky, if they want to be a Tier 2 program in the SEC, Tier 3, you got to be beating the MAC teams. And I think they will. So that's the preview on that. I want to see AJ Rose probably get for Kentucky maybe 15 to 18 carries. They don't want to overwork him like they did Benny Snell. I don't think AJ is up for that. AJ's in a good elusive back, but I don't think he can do the bruising work Benny did. We're going to look for Lynn Bowden. I can see him probably getting a big touchdown. We're talking 70 to 75 yards. He could break one. I expect him to have a really good game, especially because Toledo's corners aren't that great. You're looking at Terry Wilson just getting to settle things. You got your offensive line, perfectly experienced. You got Landon Young, Drake Jackson. They're going to have a good O-line. Logan Stenberg. Their left side of the O-line is unbelievable. So I think they're going to be fine there. They might go a little 12 personnel. Have Justin Riggs, maybe Keaton Upshaw. Just bring a little 2 tight end set or something like that. I think they're going to be good there. So, yeah, I think Kentucky's going to be fine. And hopefully they just start off with a victory and get things rolling. So, if you like the video Back on Sports, like, subscribe. Kentucky previews are back, and it's good to be back. I enjoy it. Tell me what you want in the comment sections and what to see. And while you're at it, go follow the TikTok Back on Sports 419. Peace.